Right, welcome everyone to the Bahrain GP qualifying. I've rushed to be here because I'm very excited to see how much McLaren are going to be on pole by. Is it going to be the Bahrain GP or the boring GP? After Japan. Man, right, anyway, qualifying. Moments away. Welcome Craig, Gary, Chaya, Jarsu, Professor Logic. Good to see you again, Gary. Long time. Checking in. So yeah, qualifying today, GP tomorrow. You know, surely the McLarens. I mean, look at that FP3. Look at that. Chat, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing there? Doesn't this normally live down here? My setup is all different. Welcome Mark and Goodson. And Fugazi, what's happening? Just catching up prior to the quali starting, yes indeed. Welcome Neil Crave. Named after, it's a cereal named after you. And Martin Harmson as well, welcome along. Hope you're doing well. It's rather bright. Oh, the screen. Let's Geo. Let's Geo indeed. Is that better? Or was it better before? I don't know. Lando's not as good as people make him out to be. Well, we will see. Look at Oscar Piastri in FP3 there. Chat, is anyone else seeing this? Anyone else feeling like an Oscar Piastri domination? Neil Crave had a graffiti tag. You stopped... How would you graffiti? Would you... If you're comfortable speaking about it from 40 years ago, would you like climb up rail bridges and whatnot? Gary's almost home. Bring Gary home, I say. Welcome, Glory to God Sim Racing. Yeah, not bad. Not too bad. So, Bahrain qualifying. Let's see what happens here. Very fast circuit. Extremely, you know, look at Verstappen all the way down in P8, by the way. Verstappen down in P8. Welcome, JS. Hamilton in 10th as well. There's lots of strange things going on here. Sonoda in last place. We'll be on some hard running. Fugazi wants Hamilton to win one more championship. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I think Chaya's hit the nail on the head. What I feel like is McLaren is keeping Piastri back and Norris must stay number one. Did McLaren think Norris is a bit more marketable? Dare I say. For lack of a better phrase. Is that happening? Jao Pereira's money's on Max. What, from here? I don't think so. 27 minutes to go, by the way, till qualifying begins at Bahrain. What are people thinking? Let us know what you're thinking. Neil was easily led and followed a few pros. Got into some precarious race. I bet there's some great stories there. But is this the end of the Verstappen kind of hype train for this season? Could it be the end? Sky got some advert basically for Mercedes masquerading as a pre-show. Max is going to turn on turbo in qualify. I don't think there's any. You could add 3 turbos to that car. I don't think it's going to help too much. Gotta be honest. BP might have to hammer Lando. You're saying for Piastri to win, he's got to absolutely destroy Lando. Martin says, come on Lewis Hamilton, go 44 Ferrari. It's not looking fantastic for Hamilton. Hamilton wasn't making great noises in his kind of pre-race interviews as well. I think Hamilton might already be banking on next year for a shake-up. Gary just shouted Team Quadrant. Just shouting it out from the rooftops. With their extremely expensive merchandise. That's meant to be very good. Um, so, off the back of Japan with Verstappen's sensational win, if you saw my post-race show from Japan, I said this might be kind of like the last hurrah for Verstappen, but we will see. I mean, he is second in the championship, I believe. But I just feel like the McLarens are going to let loose here. And I was saying I feel like the Mercedes might feel pretty confident. If you're a Mercedes fan, I think you might be pretty happy, is my hunch. Professor saying based on FP3, McLaren look really strong. Yeah, McLaren just looking super strong right now. I think they've got the car. You know, they haven't even changed the livery. You know, they may not change car. Has anyone seen that the Aston Martin is slower now than it was 2 years ago? Yeah, Lawson up in 13. Tsunoda, I mean, this qualifying is going to be very interesting to see how Tsunoda does. Very, very, very interesting. So, because if Tsunoda doesn't get out of Q1, what does this mean for Red Bull, really? And what does it mean for Max Verstappen? Like, you know, let's say Red Bull have developed a car that only works for Max. Does that in some way lessen Max's achievements? It's like, well, we didn't develop a car for 2 drivers like everyone else. We developed it just for 1 driver. What do people think about that? Mark says Mercedes are so bad. I don't think so. You've got to remember that McLaren is using a Mercedes engine. Mercedes won the Constructors' Championship. Isn't Super DT part of Norris? Well, I don't know where Lando is right now. That would be some story. That would be some pre-race ritual. Team Q indeed. Matthew says, look, Father Time is undefeated. Lewis had an all-time career, but all things must come to an end. I think it's time for the F1 world to accept that his career is going to end. Well, given F1 is meant to be so competitive, do you think that he should be replaced? Is that what you're saying? Are you calling for a replacement? Chai, that is a good question. Will there even be a teammate that can keep up with Verstappen? Tsunoda said in an interview that he was raced by Verstappen could handle the car. Everyone talks a big game. Every F1 driver's like, I could drive the Red Bull. And then they turn up repeatedly and they can't. Is that fair to say? And Matthew saying Lewis Hamilton should be replaced. Not very hammer time. So it is dark at the moment in Bahrain. Welcome, Alex Monster. We're going to see what happens in qualifying. Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes. Alex says I could drive it. It should be a challenge. Mr. Beast drive the Mercedes car challenge. I don't know if the Adidas sponsorship looks good for Mercedes or it looks kind of cheap. I can't quite work it out. It either looks incredible or it looks very cheap. Is it going to be in the bargain bins? Maybe. Professor could drive it as well, just slowly. Well, you can't. The thing is, you can't really drive these cars slowly. Like, if anyone's driven a Formula car, even getting out the pits, the clutch is like you got to rev it so high. In my experience, anyway. What happened to Yuki in FP3? Well, you can see he's got hard tyres. Maybe he was doing a different run to kind of, but you know, even that might not be a good sign because that might show that they think Yuki needs all the help he can get for the race. So they're already going to sacrifice qualifying. Are they finally reaping what they've sown with this lack of development for 2 drivers? Potentially. If you guys think Hamilton's reaction's too slow, maybe. But what about Alonso? Naomi Schiff, former W Series driver. Personally, I don't find it looks good on Red Bull to switch teammates that quickly. Like you said, don't listen to Kireth for Verstappen. Yeah, it's like it also shows the Perez thing in a different light, doesn't it? It's like the more heat Perez got, it almost shielded Max last year, in a way. And everyone was saying, well, obviously you want to change Perez because obviously you want to do well in the constructors. And maybe they don't. Maybe Red Bull have realised that actually they get more marketing through Max. And everyone else is playing a different game. You know, this is a sponsorship thing for Red Bull. They're selling Red Bulls. That's a very different proposition from, you know, why Mercedes are in there or other ones. Craig Marcus said they were testing different setups for Yuki. Okay. Martin's got hope for Lewis Hamilton. I've hope for Lewis Hamilton. It's hammer time. Well, remember, he won the sprint race. He won the sprint race in China. Just feels like a long time ago. Red Bull is not a second driver team. Well, they didn't. Maybe this is all scarring from Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel. Maybe they've got some sore spots there. Welcome, Mario Huertas. Good to have you on board. Matthew, I think Alonso is also in exactly the same boat. The difference is Alonso teammate is a nepotism higher. I think the Aston Martin is much quicker than it looks. So you think that at Aston Martin they're developing the car for Lance Stroll, otherwise he wouldn't be able to drive it, and therefore this is really hurting Fernando Alonso. Do you not think he would make subtle noises to the press about that? Maybe he has already. LP says they're lucky Max is a genius. They don't have a good car. Neil says, I think the key word is adaptation in relation to Lewis. Antonelli's shown improved that wholeheartedly. Yeah, but is the counter argument out that so many drivers have been in that Red Bull and haven't been able to adapt that maybe it's not all of the drivers? Newey will probably fire Lance. Well, I wonder if Newey will issue an ultimatum and say it's either me or Lawrence. Which one do you want to go for? Pick your poison. It's one of us. He could make some noises to the press as well. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton looking pretty chilled out. Do you think he feels the pressure of being a Ferrari driver? I don't know what it's like making that kind of move. That's just not a good season for Hamilton so far. Certainly not a step up from what he was doing with Mercedes, where he won 2 races last year, let's not forget. Like proper races. Not these sprints. EM Karting, sum up F1 in 3 words. Rich man sport. Is there anything better than that? Oh, my editor's watching the stream in the second monitor and editing in the main one. That's multitasking. I think the whole grid would flop, but that'd be a reality show I'd watch. You know, like Formula E put Mr. Beast in the car? I think Red Bull should do an open session where... In fact, how fuck is this actually likely? Red Bull go, we're going to do a groundbreaking thing. We're going to rent out Silverstone, and we're going to let everyone, any other driver who wants to drive the car, can drive it. We're going to do it to prove that Verstappen is really quick. Or Verstappen should buy a Red Bull car, rent out Silverstone, and challenge the grid. Welcome, Marie Hudson. Good to see you. Welcome back. Hamilton only on 15 points. Not very well at all. Almost 50 minutes to go till the start. I've got loads of great ideas for Formula 1. Another one is when it's wet, they should have like Kia cars and they just go out racing in Kia cars or something. They should do a reverse grid. That would be awesome. Fugazi, in my days, the F1 garage was always divided. What, you mean it was more of a war between the two sides? Marie Hudson thought she missed no just in time. Yeah, like, you know, when it rains and like everyone's just sat in the garage and like, you know, think about Sao Paulo last year. By the way, I'm going to Monaco in a few weeks. So any questions that anyone wants to see, what would you like me to do in Monaco? Welcome Dan from Thailand. Kireth, should I get a load cell pedal or another fantasy steering wheel? If you're not on load cells, get the load cells. You can upgrade the steering wheels later. Giles says, great idea. Chat, what are your best ideas for Formula 1? Put your best ideas in the chat.
Okay, crack on.
Yeah, Albon explained it like mouse sensitivity. Like my G502 is on some mad sensitivity. People try and use it, and it's just the mouse is like going all over the shop. Welcome, Wonderland. Thanks for the subscription. Was that you moving us up one? Appreciate it. Hope you can enjoy the qualifying. Who do you think will get pole? By the way, YouTube got in touch with me. YouTube got in touch with me last night about Formula 1. It's crazy. Who do you think will get pole? Piastri. I'm all on Piastri here. Yeah, load cells. I mean, Fanatec V3s. I could, you know, and I've just rushed back from being on basically Italian Maranello engineered sim racing pedals, which are really good, as you might expect. The video on that I'm a bit worried about because it's basically going like, these are really good pedals, but they are really expensive. But load cells gets you into that bracket. Like, you're in that bracket with load cells. Right, let me get my stuff up. Oops. Let's get the track map. Race control. And the transcriptions. Bosh. Let's see if it will work. If not, we'll do the original one. Yeah, they used to do stuff like supercarts, didn't they? Wasn't like Senna and Prost like in a in some sort of karting race? Wasn't that a thing? One second. Look. Trying to work out where our windows normally go. I think it's something like this, isn't it? Okay, let's see if that works. I'll pause it for the moment until we got. Oh. Looks like the timing is paused on everything. Oh, there we go. They're all good. Yeah, TLCMs are pretty good pedals, the Thrustmaster one. After top 3 finish WT, top 3 has to go to lowest ranked teams. What? Top 3 has to go to low. I mean, what? People always talk about relegation and promotion, which I just think wouldn't work. Because these F2 teams just wouldn't be able to afford doing a F1 program. There's no point. Try and get this out a little bit. What am I doing here? What is this? Welcome V-Neck. Are they starting? No, still 11 minutes to go. Have you heard anything about... No, I need to contact them actually, because I saw they did a press release about 3 pedals, which I've been asking for. Davina, do a video, walk the circuit. Yeah, I mean, we do have I do have a video on how to go to Monaco for super cheap and sneak in for free. If you're so inclined. Welcome, Francois Duplessis. Hope you're well. Okay, 1 second. get rid of this. We could still go for the vibey one. Pure vibes. Right, let me just get this all nice for you. I can't remember where we put the transcripts. I've no idea. Where did we put the transcripts? Ah, is it because I go like... Is it because I go like this? Yeah, now I know. Now I know. Okay. Something like that. It must be something like that. I'm a bit kind of like... You know what I'm like about my layout? Is anyone else very fussy about the layout? Like it needs to be just right, or is it just me? Hang on. There's a little gap at the top. It's annoying me. Oh no. Now I regret doing that. Now I regret it. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, I can rest easy now. Neil Craig Hertz cross pass, maybe Monaco. We'll be in London for Formula E as well. Who do I wish to see driving for Cadillac? Jack Aitken would be awesome because he's been tearing it up in WC for Cadillac. Yeah, the Bercy, wasn't it? Paris Bercy races. If top drivers are really good to lift up the worst teams, no, well, you don't know. I mean, Hulkenberg, people are massive rating Hulkenberg, for example. There's only so much he can do in a Sauber. I think the gap relative to teammates is always really interesting. Now, don't tell me there's a little gap. Oh, hang on. No, I've got to let that go. No, I can't. Now there's some text at the top. What the hell? Where's that appeared from? And now my transcription window. It's all gone. It's all just one little bit. Oh my days. You gotta be joking me. Okay. Don't even point that gap out. Welcome Reed Van Leen. Welcome McGurkin as well. We are just 7 minutes away from qualifying, everyone. Just 7 minutes away. And Piastri's been tearing it up in free practice. So we're going to see what happens. The thing is, it's a very difficult setup to have working. I do have 3 different setups here. We have 3 different alternatives. Welcome Coatledon 970. Welcome along. I tell you what, let's do a nations check. Let us know where in the world you're watching from for qualifying today. Put your country in the chat. Let us know. And it's going to be a double stream day, but by the way, I'm going to be streaming again later. I'm going to be streaming the Logitech McLaren G Challenge Grand Finals, and maybe doing some Forza as well. Let's see. The McLarens have insane pace, but Red Bull's a better driver. Well, we'll see what happens today if Verstappen can do anything. Jester, French fries. Watching in style. Wish I could have French fries. Here we go. Craig, Croatia, China, Netherlands, Vlatka, Croatia, Cullen, Colorado, LP, Berlin, EM. Yeah, I don't. That gap, leaving it. Nivan from the British Empire. Gabriela, South Africa. Jester, Dutch. Martin, Netherlands. Rude, Netherlands. Martin, Marie, UK. Francois Duplessis from South Africa, but on holiday in Zanzibar, Tanzania, watching the Formula One on the beach, no doubt. Sri Lanka, Britain, I think Netherlands. I think Netherlands coming in quite strong, I'm going to say. quite strong for the Netherlands. So we're just 5 minutes away from qualifying Q1, Q2, Q3. Someone's done some sculpture of Lando Norris, and it's really scary because as it moves, it looks like he's sort of being deformed. Welcome Crazy Aid from Cyprus, Lotus from the Netherlands as well, Lee from Surrey, Tamin from Bahrain. You at the circuit? Are you going tomorrow? Tamin, what can you tell us about the Sakir Bahrain circuit? Where's best to sit? Where is best to sit here? Is there a vantage where you can see a few different places? Sharkin from the UK, Fran from the People's Republic of Chelmsford, who've recently declared independence. That's big news, that. That's big news. 31 degrees track temp in Bahrain, apparently. Kumar from Chennai, India. I don't believe you. There can't be any more gaps. There's no more gaps. It's not the first race this year because of Ramadan. What do you mean? Is it only because of Ramadan that it's not the first race? When is Ramadan? I thought Australia was back as the first race. Okay, round 4 of this marathon of an F1 World Championship. You haven't got the stamina. Not a sport for you. It's over. It changes every year. Okay. Lewis Hamilton has a lap record here. Looks like maybe the last grandstand might be quite a nice one because you'll see the cars kind of maximise all the width on exit and go down straight. You won't see too much braking there. It's not really a braking zone. Surely turn 1, turn 2, that's where you want to be sitting. How did you manage to pronounce main and surname perfectly the first time? That's just how we roll on this stream. High standards. Anyone going to dare to one-stop? If we see more one-stops, I swear, Formula 1 needs to stop doing one-stops. Like, why are we just obsessed with one-stops? We should be doing 3-stop, 4-stop races. You go all the way to these circuits, to take the whole circus with you. Just take a few extra tyres and let's do more stops. Craig's going to get some mates watching, so Croatia, yeah, 1 week we're going to have everyone from Croatia in the house. Lincoln Campbell says, come on Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, let me guess. Which team are you supporting? Lee, what's your opinion with Hamilton Ferrari just a payday wants to complete? Maybe a little bit of both. I think it's certainly a very nice payday for Lewis Hamilton. And it's certainly great for the marketing for Ferrari. Looks very windy, by the way. I was going to say earlier in the programme here that I wonder if the crosswinds will make it difficult for Tsunoda, but I'm looking at the Bahrain flags and it's extremely windy. Just 2 minutes to go, by the way, till qualifying starts. Butsav's manifesting a Hamilton pole. If you believe it hard enough, it may happen. Oh, I meant to stream on the Motorsport channel as well. Hang on. Do apologise, everyone in Motorsport channel world. We will be live on the vertical as well. Now we are. Oh gosh. Well, hopefully the latency is going to be okay, because if not, then we won't be streaming on the Motorsport channel. Let's keep an eye on that. Oh, okay. We won't be streaming on the Motorsport channel because my PC can't handle it. Come on. Ugh. Come on, PC. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Are we kind of back? getting there. We're getting there. You had Paddock Club tickets yesterday. How did that go? Did it work out? Where is Slanoda in last place right now? But the cars are yet to leave the pit lane. So we're just waiting for the cars to leave the pit lane. And they are actually about to leave now. Now we're back. Come on. The PC is on. If anyone wants to make a donation for my new PC, because this one is literally, come on. We can do it. We can do it. We've been a great team over the years. Okay, Lance Stroll is going to be first out. Lance Stroll is first out. Crosswinds ain't good for flexi wings. Well, I think is it Spain when the flexi wing stuff is happening. They'll use it any opportunity to kind of like nerf McLaren. It always happens. Anyone remember like DAS and all these things? Metakeke Mahari watching from South Africa. Welcome along. Welcome Rowan as well. So we do have cars on circuit now. Lance Stroll will be the driver who sets the qualifying time first unless he crashes. So frankly, we don't know. Lincoln used to be a Honda Red Bull fan. Welcome Snowline as well. And Tyler, new for this session. What's your top 5? Top 5. Well, I mean, I think Piastri's going to get pole here. I think it'll be between Piastri and Lando, and then probably Mercedes behind. I think what's interesting in Q1 is what's going to happen to Tsunoda here. Is Tsunoda going to get battered? And is the crosswind going to catch people out on the, for example, the exit of, is it 15? Welcome Octav as well. Nervan's going 1 Piastri, 2 Norris, 3 Antonelli. So, the McLaren's keeping their powder dry at the moment. Hulkenberg also out on circuit in the Sauber. Yuki said no to the promotion. Imagine if Yuki did like a Oscar Piastri-esque post, like there's rumours circulating that I've signed for Red Bull. This is not the case. I'm an RB Cash App driver. Welcome Paul Marino. Okay, so Lance Stroll goes into turn 1. And obviously we'll be setting purple sectors because that's how it works. Interesting we don't have other cars on circuit at the moment. How come? How come we haven't got these other cars? Does it not align with doing this the 2-run strategy? Are these drivers going to try and eke out another run? I mean, surely it's great for sponsorship time. Every second that your sponsors are being shown, isn't that the point of sponsorship? So I say, you know, Haas, put your cars out there if you need some money. Lando holding pole for a second would be crazy. It could be it's going to be one of those. I think it's come down to last laps. We'll see. Francois Duplessis gone Norris, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton. Who is winning? Well, no one's winning yet. It's qualifying. But we're going to see what lap time Stroll does. So Stroll is going to go over the line. He's going to hit that last fast corner. They're all having lattes in the pits. Right, here comes Verstappen, Tsunoda, Gasly coming out. Lance Stroll goes over the line. And obviously I can't see what time it is because I've been a bit silly here. Oh, wait, no, I can. It's there. 133.5. 133.5. Not great. Hulkenberg's already done a 32.8. Gameplay said when Stroll hits pole, the world won't be the same for a while. I mean, that's going to be a black swan event because Lance Stroll's just had his lap time deleted. There's some frantic stuff going on in Esteban Ocon's car. Ocon's trying to get in the car, but there's mechanics working on it. He's kind of looming over them. They're working on it. Lads, maybe sack off the lunch break and could have done this then. What are they doing faffing about in the car now? It's Q1. Esteban Ocon just stood around waiting. By the way, a big welcome to Formula One's new official pasta sponsor, Dolmio. Who spent a lot of money sponsoring Formula One. Lots of promotion this weekend for Dolmio. Vino saying masterclass incoming, pay attention. Is that because Lewis Hamilton is leaving the pits? It's hammer time. McGurk, the track is normally dusty, so maybe some teams are waiting for it to clear up. Yeah, possibly. No point going out and then if it's dusty, I guess. Snowline saying your driver. Is that Max Verstappen? Octav Verstappen P7 quali P3 race. Okay, so let's see as Verstappen goes over the... No, as Verstappen, sorry, starts his lap. My bad. Verstappen starts his lap. And is Lance Stroll going to come in here? Or has he been circulating? I think Stroll is coming in. So is Nico Hülkenberg. So Fernando Alonso surely will come in as well. And we're going to see Verstappen, who will be the first of the new drivers to set a lap time here. New drivers on circuit. Lance Stroll for Snowline. That lap time now officially deleted. Gone to this Lulu time. What's that? So Verstappen first sector is 0.2 quicker than Doohan. He's 0.2 quicker than Gasly, so he's quicker than both Alpines. And he is 0.1 quicker than Yuki Tsunoda. So you can interpret that as Tsunoda's only 0.1 off Verstappen in sector 1. Is that acceptable? Chat, do we think it's acceptable to be 0.1 off? Doesn't sound too bad, right? Alonso coming out of the pits, had a quick pit stop. So here comes Verstappen over the line. What's it going to be for... No, he doesn't. He aborts. Verstappen aborts and then says Tsunoda's going to go over. So Tsunoda will top leaderboards. Yeah, 32 dead. So Verstappen has aborted the lap. So mistake for Verstappen. Mistake for Verstappen. He almost runs over one of the mechanics as he pulls the car back in. Looks like they weren't expecting it. So chaos in the pit lane. Camera people in the way. What happened to Verstappen? Would it have been a lap time deleted for exceeding track limits? Yes. Ran wide. There's something really wrong with the car. Like I said, I wonder if this is going to be the fallow years now for Max Verstappen. It was on the last corner. Bahraini fans not happy about it. Still, I'm trying to give him a reason to drive like a man. Well, last row is out on circuit. The new sponsor is Dolmio, not Barilla. Glad I got that right, Chris Moyles. Yeah, Doohan at the moment, P1 in that Alpine. And 0.3 quicker than Gasly as well. So nice job, Doohan. Nice job there. Wonder if that was a lap time that just got deleted. Something flinging to the bottom. Is that Tsunoda? Did Tsunoda get a lap time deleted? Yes, he did. So both Red Bulls not setting a lap. Are we going to see... I'm going to whisper it. I'm going to whisper it. Chat, let me know what you think. Are we going to see both Red Bulls not get out of Q1? Are we going to see both Red Bulls not get out of Q1? Ooh, yeah, Ferrari are running some upgrades, I believe. Hamilton in P2. So it may be Hamilton hammer time? It may be hammer time. What about Charles Leclerc? He's going to go over. What's the sectors looking like? Charles Leclerc could go fastest here. If I expect him to go fastest, yeah. Much faster in sector 1 than Lewis Hamilton. Half a second quicker than Hamilton, Charles Leclerc. Very interesting. So let's see if that's going to be a quick time. Dope is dope and Dopeland says impossible. Game says it's possible. Chaya plenty of time. Francois said Red Bull, not a Q will not happen. Welcome Clemty Racing. Welcome Watch Hub as well. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Oh, the new cameras are so good. Surely they're faking it with the shake, but it's very nice. Here come the McLarens now. The Papaya platoon, and it's Lando who draws first blood. So Lando is 2/10 ahead. 3/10 really. Is 3/10 ahead of Oscar Piastri there. That's quite big. That's quite big. Lando setting the marker. Or if you're Piastri, are you still playing it a little bit safe? There's no point showing all of your pace here. And Antonelli goes up to P4. So Antonelli is a 10th quicker than Lewis Hamilton. 8 minutes to go. And as it stands, both Red Bulls are in the pits. Verstappen's not happy. Ah, here he is, Felipe Drugovich. The man I've interviewed. Surely you've seen my interview on the Motorsport channel with Felipe Drugovich. And I said, I think you could be the fastest driver in the world, not in Formula 1. McLaren all the way. Some form of sabotage. Well, the Red Bulls are still in there. It might just be one run for the Red Bulls, which will put them at the mercy of crosswinds, yellow flags, traffic, all the usual stuff. Red Bull downfall is crazy, yeah. Has to be seen to be believed. The Red Bull downfall. Who's at the bottom here? Well, Ocon. What are we saying in terms of lap times? What do we think the cutoff is going to be for Q1? 32 point. Do you think you'll need to do a 31 to get into Q2? Anyone thinking that? Ocon's just on a 32 dead. So I'm thinking maybe you need to do a 31 here to be safe. Yeah, I mean Hulkenberg's on the 32 dead. So we might be seeing a lot of track evolution like you've alluded to, with sand and dust on the circuit being cleared up. So Ocon's gone out and done that after they fixed his car. Can they just run in 2023 Red Bull cars? Cyril Garnet is at the circuit. Don't know. Max Power. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to have last runs here. I wonder if the Red Bulls will go out when it's slightly early and they'll have to navigate some traffic. Is that Luis Figo in the Ferrari garage? Oh my goodness. Is that Figo? I swear Luis Figo is now a mechanic in the Charles Leclerc side of the Ferrari garage. Chat, can anyone back me up on that? That's going to sound like some insane level claim, but it's true. Can Hamilton take pole? Very unlikely. Extremely unlikely. Verstappen and Tsunoda at the bottom of the list. Chris Moore saying 31.5. You think the cutoff is going to be 31.5? So here is Ocon or Hulkenberg. Maybe Zidane's Hamilton's next mechanic. We will see. Bring the whole gang back together. That's welcome, Dino, says Ali. Okay, so driver's now on the move. You can see it's going to be an absolute mess. They're going to queue on the exit of the pits as well to kind of open up the gaps to keep it safe. But it only really keeps it safe until when you're on the same lap. When some people are coming down the home straight doing a flying lap, it's not going to be that easy. So people are going to sit in the queue and we'll see how this shakes out. So as it stands, I would say there's a 20% chance that both Tsunoda and Verstappen don't make it through. I mean, as it stands, they're both out. What do we think? Nevan says 32.1. I think it's going to be quicker than that. Barton, what's going with Red Bull? Just seem to be absolutely washed team at the moment. Is Verstappen not making it into Q2? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. And he says it's not drivable. He says it's not drivable. So we could be witnessing a big problem here for Max Verstappen. And I wonder if he's going to come out of the back of the queue as well. Akila Hussein says Max will make it P8 and Tsunoda will out of 16th. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Great to see the Dolmio advertising here. Pasta sponsorship. Snowline says, what in the front? Stroll, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Hadjar and Bortoleto in the bottom 5. Dark Cloud, welcome Dark Cloud. Adrian, you took all the toys from Aston Martin. Yeah, I mean, there was this time last year, there was so much politics going on at Red Bull. Will you be watching WC on April 21st, Imola? That's Easter Sunday, isn't it? Maybe. Red Bull need to go now for an outlap. Yeah, what are they doing? Because Antonelli's now starting his fast lap. Verstappen's not even out of the pits. There's some madness going on here. Look at Tsunoda. They're leaving it so late for Tsunoda. Seriously. I mean, it's a different position if you're Norris. Norris can come out and just sort of have a recce. Octav says Red Bull may be just playing 10D chess. I'm not sure. Sometimes you go all the way around the dimensions and you stop playing 11D chess and you're playing 1D chess while your opponent's playing 2D chess. You come all the way around. Rahul says, bro, I'm newbie. What are the chances of Max in P10? At the moment, if you're new here, let me explain. We're in the final 2 minutes of the first part of qualifying for the 2025 Bahrain GP. And basically, at the end of 2 minutes, everyone's going to finish their laps. No one will be able to start any new laps. And whoever's in the bottom 5 is going to get knocked out of qualifying. And that's going to be where they start for the race tomorrow. Welcome, Malmö. So you can see a lot of traffic. We've got all 20 cars on circuit. You never really get more traffic than this. Snowline says they're not playing chess at all. So Antonelli goes over and does a 31.4. So Kimi 31.4. And Hamilton's in the DRS of... Well... I say he's in the DRS, so you can choose DRS anytime they want in qualifying, as Jack Doohan found out last time around. But Hamilton was getting a nice slipstream as well, is what I meant to say. Welcome, RageBot. Literally one flying lap for Red Bull. May as well paint their car red and call it a Ferrari. They're really at the mercy of the yellow flags here. 20 drivers, lots of rookies, lots of potential for yellow flags. Verstappen's floor is getting worn down as well. So Verstappen is now starting his lap. So Verstappen needs to get into the top 15 here. Otherwise, he's cooked. He navigates past Lance Stroll. So it's all about the bottom 5 here. You don't need to look anywhere else in that leaderboard apart from the bottom 5. Really, around there. Look, Gasly goes all the way up. So there's lots of pace in the circuit. Liam Lawson will be one of the next drivers to try and get out of that drop zone. So let's see Lawson, who got demoted from the Red Bull to the RB Cash App. So what is Liam Lawson going to do? Charles Leclerc just stayed in the pits here all along. Maybe the smart move. Is Hamilton at risk here? Look at Liam Lawson. Lawson. Oh, goes up to 14th. It's a 32.1. I might be right here. I could be right about the cutoff, potentially. But needing a 31. Oh, no. It's a little bit slower than needing a 31. Hamilton goes P2. 31.2. Next up is going to be Oliver Behrman. And how is Verstappen doing? 29.2 first sector is not incredible, to be honest. And Behrman actually aborted there. So it's all about Verstappen right now. Is he going to shoot all the way up? How is Verstappen going to do? Yes, P3 for Verstappen, 31.3. And now all eyes on Tsunoda. Similar first sector. And a little bit slower than Verstappen first sector. And slower second sector. Is Tsunoda going to get out? Yes, he does. So the last driver who can maybe get out really is going to be Alex Albon. So Albon can push Hülkenberg down. Will Alex Albon go 15th or higher? Yes, he does. And he puts Hülkenberg into the drop zone. I don't think Bortoleto boxes. So there we go. We have our bottom 5 drivers. The Haas team on Ocon's side are really happy because they were fixing his car right at the beginning of qualifying. And Behrman must have made a mistake. So Behrman, Lance Stroll, after a really strong start to the season, is now completely and utterly washed, bringing very uncomfortable questions about nepotism into Formula One. We've known it's a rich person sport, but now do you need to be the son of a rich person as well, which further narrows the field? Well, Lance Stroll is trying to prove that theory. Holt got him back. Holt got him back. Sorry, I missed it. Holt got him back. You're correct. Nico Hulkenberg at the death there. Pushing on Alex Albon, which I find quite significant because for the first time, I believe, this season, Carlos Sainz has out-qualified Alex Albon. So the prodigal son has been out-qualified. Liam Lawson all the way down in 17th. Oh, when Hadjar's in P10. So I've got to be honest, Albon aside maybe, this is looking like the washed part of the grid. Stroll, washed. Bortoletto, bit harsh. Lawson, washed. And Behrman, Behrman's been battered here by his teammate. 7/10 slower or so. Chaya's got the results. Let me pin those. By the way, if you're watching, 1,000 people watching, make sure to hit the like button. It's completely free. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button right now. It's completely free and basically just helps this stream, helps the channel, and you're more likely to get it on your homepage next time so you don't miss out if you're out and about. Joao Umbilino, Hamilton is always gaslighting me with a good Q1 and Q2 but very bad Q3. Gaslit by Lewis Hamilton. Do you realise that at least the top 3 finishes as it was in the start for the last 2 races? I can't quite unpack that, I'm afraid. I can't quite unpack it. Yeah, chat saying, welcome Matt McGuigan as well, sorry I missed you there. Good to see you. So, we have lost Liam Lawson. He just must be going into some kind of like spiral here. Q1 instant involving some cars, including Oscar Piastri. Maximum delta time. So there's been some kind of issue with some of the top drivers here not following the delta time. Okay. Spanner in the works. Joao says crash. What do you mean?
Keep trying.
DRS enabled. Track is clear. We're going to be going for qualifying 2. Tammy saying George Russell pole. Thanks everyone for getting to 100 likes. Appreciate it. Dutch Lifeblood, credits to Doohan, who's on the verge of being replaced by Colapinto Alpine, but does good jobs here to credit to Dutch Lifeblog on the drama as always. Kimetri saying McLaren rigged. Really? Rigged? And VNAT saying you just cannot beat natural talent no matter how much wishful thinking you do. Well, Norris, Hamilton, Verstappen, Piastri, Doohan! Is Doohan literally fighting session by session to keep his seats? They want to take his seat away from him. Does anyone not understand the metaphor with take your seat? Does it sound... Does anyone not understand that we need to explain? Because it is a weird saying. Rahul says, Verstappen, let's go. I mean, on that basis, Verstappen, you think he's going to get out of Q2, but we'll see. McLaren has a mini DRS, a spoiler. Yeah. They got their old flexi wing. Very clever. Something that probably road car should have. Have a flexi wing. Or I think actually in road cars, don't you want more downforce ISBs because you don't want people crashing at high speed. Is that correct? Samsung, are you all too broke to afford to watch Formula One? among us, Samsung, we've probably got rocket scientists, brain surgeons. Held Skelter, is Max Verstappen any chance of qualifying at FP1? No one can qualify in FP1 unless it rains for all subsequent sessions, in which case I think they take FP1 as qualifying. IP doesn't own a TV and definitely not giving money to Sky. Snowline says we're here for the Epson community. Samsung DRC is just coming here wingmilling, basically. I think Samsung DRC is actually Rupert Murdoch. We've rattled him. Antonelli, hi. I think Kimi Antonelli is going to be. I mean, it's going to get uncomfortable for Russell. Let's put it like that. Welcome, Quinton Shiega. Good to have you in session, Akram. Will I do a stream for the race? Yes, we always do. We only missed one race last year when I was at... Where was I? I was at Formula E London, I think. Okay, everyone, Q2 is underway. Q2 is underway. Fernando Alonso's made it through. Hulkenberg's made it through. If I had to guess, by the way... So the pace of the Alpines is impressive. Alpine are the surprise package at the moment. Lawson slower than Max. Even Max almost couldn't make it. The question is, is Liam Lawson just not very good? Like, is that too harsh, or is it okay to say that at this level? Because it's all about performance. What do we think? Is there a point where you put Liam Lawson in every car and you go, Liam, we're really sorry, mate, but it's not the car. Snowline says this 2025 season has been quite exciting. Yes, indeed. It has been quite the thriller. Quite the thrilling race. Octave saying, look at Hadjar, 3 races and better than Lawson. Yeah, although Hadjar's been, Hadjar didn't have the best time in Australia. If you can cast your minds back that far. Chris Doom will get into Q3. Chai, perhaps this harks back to the conversation we had earlier, the car being so sensitive that only Verstappen can drive it. Yeah, but Lawson's not in a Red Bull at the moment. He's in an RB and he's getting battered. Is that fair to say? Reset the bacon. Oh, I could get some bacon. Stephen Sherwood says, you guys should know by now, don't count Verstappen out. It's so hot here, by the way. It is so hot. I need to have an ice vest. I need to have an ice vest. Just wear it here. Joel and Bellino, I think the pressure that people put on Lawson was too big, and now it's kind of an album when he left Red Bull. We'll see. So you're saying there's going to be a big redemption for Liam Lawson? Okay, so Tsunoda is starting his lap here. We'll see how Tsunoda does. And Verstappen is coming out of the pits as well. Can't help just feeling like the lack of grandstands in Bahrain. Like, could they not? How difficult would it be for Bahrain, because they own an airline, right, to just put on really cheap flights, like just really cheap hotels, and just the F1 race in Bahrain is like a real celebration where they have like 1 million people coming. Like you can just go there. It's cheap. Could Bahrain do that? Is that sports washing? Welcome, Semlich. Good evening. Crash Ocon. Yes, indeed. Ruud van Loon spotted it. Crash Ocon. It's a Haas in the barriers at Bahrain. Not that we want to see. Got some bad memories of that. And it's a pretty big impact. It looks like he's gone maybe almost head on, actually, into the barrier. Did like some ice bath? Don't think so. He's probably gone him backwards, actually. Judging by the back end, the state of that car, I'd say he's gone in backwards. And he's done it basically opposite the barrier where Roman Grosjean did his thing. Is he okay? Now, do you want me to do an F1 conspiracy theory? Medical team is running over. Some nods going on. Medical guys, take it easy. Anyone want a F1 conspiracy theory here? Welcome, Edgar Tavares. Right, let's see what happened. So, turn 1, Ocon brakes, bam, 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 down the gears, turns in, and then goes through the switch. Left-hander goes on the curb. This is where Grosjean went to the right-hand side. Ocon goes to the left. It doesn't seem like a huge impact. Okay, so there was some issue with Esteban Ocon's car at the beginning part of qualifying. It also looks a little bit like, did something damage the car before he hit the barriers? So Ocon says he's sorry, but I just wonder if that car was not set up correctly. Didn't we see something like that with Magnussen last year in Saudi, if I remember? Medical car's got a little suitcase. Are they taking a stretcher? They're doing something on the back of the Aston Martin. So where Grosjean hit the curb and sort of went right, Ocon in the same car hit the curb and went left. So kind of got spat out of the circuit. So in the red flag conditions at the moment. Yeah, he didn't end up in the tyre wall. He did sort of he bounced into the wall and bounced out. It's a turn 3, exit of turn 3, left hand side. So I want to see some more replays because there's quite a lot of sparking under the car. And I just wonder whether they had not fixed something because they've been rushing. Because they were really congratulating themselves after Q1 saying, oh, this is amazing, we got the car fixed and we got Ocon into Q2, but I don't know, just saying it. Keep the stupid conspiracy theories out. We can't ever have a real F1 stream. That's just pressure. I'm just saying it. I'm connecting that they were frantically working on that car after qualifying had started. He was desperate to jump in. He was looming over, were my words. And he's the one car the crash looked a little bit unusual and I haven't seen a replay. Kim actually saying it's a suspension issue or something. I'm just trying to think, didn't Kevin Magnussen have an issue in Saudi last year where didn't the suspension break and then he hit the barriers in a Haas as well? Yeah, Ocon was apologising and made a mistake, but you might do that anyway, or you might know, hang on, that wasn't my mistake, so I'll just say, oh, my bad. But I haven't seen more replays of it actually. But I think a bit of an unusual one. The Haas team are being a bit secretive in the garage. That car is being lifted. Or they're trying to lift it. The car is being removed to get a nice look at the Haas floor. Very nice. So I'm going to have a look again. Welcome, Malmö. He did ride that curb heavily, and I wonder if the car bottomed out. But I want to look at the left rear. So he walked away, did Esteban Ocon. Hulkenberg saying he lost there, so it could be a crosswind as well. I just want to see that left rear before he goes into the barrier. So I'd imagine the red flag is going to be lifted pretty soon, and we will be going racing again, or qualifying again. That's what I would think. 37, yeah, 2 minutes we're going to get going. That's just chance of pole. Yeah, I guess Ocon's not getting pole position. And a lot of cars, I think, are going to come out straight away. Maybe even queue before 37. Because they might still have time to do 2 runs. See, that's where Verstappen was at risk in the previous session. If Ocon had done that in the previous session, Verstappen would have been out. So Hamilton would do better this season, did the last couple, we'll see. I mean, it'd be difficult to beat last season. Gonna have a look at, see what Hulkenberg did in similar place. Did he also bottom out? Widen that curb. No, he kind of lost it on the way in, actually. Hulkenberg saved it. You want to see a rainy Bahrain race? I swear it has rained in Bahrain. I'm not being funny. I swear it has rained in Bahrain. So basically all of the cars are queued up. Every single car is queued up, ready to go, including Fernando Alonso. As we will get the session underway, everyone will forget about Esteban Ocon brutally. And they're just going to carry on savage. All these Formula 1 prototype cars. It's easy to forget how cool Formula 1 cars are. Like, we talk about them, oh, it's a tractor or whatnot, but you know, these are the cars right at the top level of racing in the world. I think the Ferrari looks better under the lights as well. Kind of looks a bit meaner. It does look like an Alfa Romeo though. So I wonder what the pace is going to be like here as the cars are going to get released any moment. It looks like Mercedes have been a smart team here and managed to get to the front. So good job by Mercedes. Yeah, green light everyone, has tried to put in the chat, green light, and we are away. We are rocking and rolling. It's going to be a long queue this day for the drivers at the back. Which could include Yuki Tsunoda, who's actually just chilling in the garage. Tsunoda's just decided to stay in the garage. Welcome Ita, Bruno, Nicholas, Jairus, and Itchy as well. If you are enjoying the stream, please do make sure you're subscribed. Maybe we can get to 1,000. Surely we can get to 1,100 and basically 300. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to the community. And we have drivers on circuit again. So quick fix to the barrier. Wasn't a tech pro. Rudy, is there a chance we could order a Kireth shirt someday? Yeah, I want to. I need to get in touch with the livery makers this weekend. Because we're going to take the livery project to the next level, which might be interesting for you. And then the thing is about merchandise is that it's just so expensive. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And maybe I need to be a bit more American about it, but I don't feel comfortable selling a t-shirt for like £29. But because I know what will happen, I'll do it without any margin. So I'll select no margin, and the third party who makes it will, you know, take all the revenue, and it will still be too expensive. So at the moment, I have my own exclusive merch. Will there be t-shirt tariffs? Yeah, we'll have to tariff everyone. Who should we tariff the most? Maybe we should tariff countries at least that are most prominent in the live stream. So Netherlands is like a 0% tariff. Who's never in the live stream? Which country is never in? Who's slacking on the country front? We get a lot of countries. We get a lot of countries. North Korea, we get North Korea, so... No, we get China, we get Pakistan. We've had the Vatican from time to time. Welcome, Ari, hope you well. Good to see you. People say Antarctica, so I have to take it at their word. Heard Island. Besvi says, when will Stroll retire out of embarrassment? Anthony Russell incident, leaving garage before resumption time announced. So that's how Mercedes ended up at the front of the pack. They disobeyed the orders. Does that mean, is that a sport? Should that be a sporting penalty? Because they've gained a sporting advantage here? Welcome, Antonis. Antonis, so good they named him twice. Hussein is here representing Lebanon every time. Tuvalu. We have had Afghanistan. We've had Afghanistan. We've had Kabul. We've had Bangladesh as well. We've had Cyprus. We had a few people from Cyprus. So yeah, I don't know. Right. Antonelli is going to be going over the line. And it's a 31.1, so kind of where we were a little bit. Maybe one of the penguin nations. Now, I'm sure there's a big country that we don't get. I'm just trying to rack my brains. But like... We don't get a lot of Sweden. Chat, does anyone remember Sweden coming in? Maybe we put a tariff on Sweden, because that will encourage them to come in, right? Barbados. Working on a video right now about the boy from Barbados, Zoe Maloney. Ex F2 driver and stake test driver. So Anthony's still top. Science has split the Mercedes there. So maybe that's a slow lap from Russell. Yeah, we should have a map where we can tick it off during the course of a stream, actually. Maybe I'll... Have I got time? Maybe I'll try and get something on that for tomorrow. Tick them off. Eagle Cots from Sweden. Okay, so... Sweden... You've saved Sweden from a massive tariff there. Congo. I'm pretty sure we get Dr. Congo. New Zealand, Max says. We get New Zealand. We get a lot of South Africa. Welcome, Keegan. Welcome, JF. Oh, Semlitz is from Sweden. Oh, you didn't? Okay, I didn't remember that from the nations check. There we go. I've tarnished the name of Sweden now. Lewis Hamilton is having some tyres changed in the pit lane. So, and the McLarens again is this time is Piastri has got the upper hand in this sort of skirmish. Bez Anthony looks mega. There's a lot of frantic tyre changing going off in the garage. People's knees being scraped. It looks very chaotic. Not very kind of composed, I would say. Oman. Supan says we have Sri Lankan driver in F1. His name is Yevan David. Hopefully reach F1. Maybe we'll interview him one day. Put us in touch and we'll interview him on the Motorsport channel. Does that mean the Swedes now need to put... Okay, let's maybe... Yeah, I don't really know how terrace work, to be honest. Hadjar, no time set yet. Lots of people only doing one lap here. Hadjar does roll out of the pits, though. Simao, I haven't been able to watch F1 lately. How is Hamilton doing? Kind of a bit more wash now, to be honest. Hadjar had a lock-up previously. Yeah, a lot of drivers with no time set. Hamilton hasn't set a time yet. He's coming out the pit. Verstappen hasn't set a time yet. Hadjar hasn't set a time yet. Ocon, Alonso, and Tsunoda haven't set times yet. So, Oscar Piastri just getting the better of Lando Norris there. I wonder if we're going to have another... You know, it's appropriate being at Bahrain, but have another Hamilton and Rosberg situation. Malmo, what does Malmo want? What was up with the UK boxing yesterday? Did he forget? Yeah, drivers do it all the time. You get so used to it. 4 minutes to go in qualifying. What's the cutoff going to be? So again, if you're new to this stream or new to Formula 1, I have some videos coming on explaining an F1 car for beginners, and also every button on sim racing. Oh, thanks Octav for the €2. Thank you so much. Chat, please can we give our likes to Octav? Put your claps in the chat there. For the €2 donation, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much, Octav. I appreciate it. Chat, please get your claps out there for Octav. For the donation supporting the stream. The new PC fund. What Hamilton's prediction this season? 7th. There you go. You got one. You got a prediction. Simal said Hamilton will be world champion. Here come the claps. Welcome, Natasha. Thank you so much, Octav. Appreciate it. Great to have you with us. 2 minutes 40 to go in the session, and Charles Leclerc limbers out of the pits. And Lewis Hamilton will start his flying lap. Welcome, Kane de Pina Muller. What a name! What a name that is. Get that on the back of a football shirt. Do you have a nickname? Helter says Verstappen will be the championship again this year. I'm not sure about that. Thanks, Octa. I'm going to pin that. We can do better on the like front for sure. We always get outdone on the likes. My like game is just not strong enough. It's a weak part. I will do a nope, except my mum calls me Kanye West. Love it. Nice. Okay, so who is going to set a lap time? Verstappen is starting his lap. So Antonelli is finishing a lap. Why is Alonso so close? Because Alonso will be getting slip here. So pretty wily from Alonso. Alonso will be starting his lap. So Antonelli 130.716 for the rookie, Kimi Antonelli. Fernando Alonso will take that slipstream with open arms. And similarly, I think George Russell, 30.6 for George Russell. So the Mercedes pretty close. JR saying Albon is out, Albinio's out. BC Draco wrote, my real name is Kane. Same spelling, our name is rare. Does your mum call you Kanye West? One to Ferrari in Chinese GP, exactly. What exactly happened is that Hamilton's plank was worn too thin and Charles Leclerc was underweight. That's what happened. Thank you, Von Tem. So Hamilton has just done a 31 dead. And Charles Leclerc starting a lap now, I believe. So 34 seconds to go as Gasly, incredibly, in the Alpine, goes up to P3. So what about Doohan? Keep an eye on Doohan here. Because normally I would say I think Doohan is going to get into Q3, which is insane. I don't know what Alpine have had for breakfast or what upgrades, but Alpine recent years have been sort of a high downforce, low speed circuit, but seem to be doing something interesting here. Last year of doing their own engine. So, and Alonso goes over and barely improves. That Aston Martin is an absolute dog, basically. What about Carlos Sainz? Will Carlos Sainz knock anyone out? I think he will, yeah. Carlos Sainz goes up to P6. So Sainz up to P6. Kimi Antonelli is on an in-lap, surely. And Nico Hulkenberg. Keep an eye on Nico Hulkenberg here. This will indicate track evolution. So Nico Hulkenberg... does he go into the top 10? Or was he just starting... he might have been starting a lap. Oh, Doohan doesn't go top 10. Doohan doesn't go top 10. I think he bottled it in the last sector. I think he's made a huge mistake in the last sector. Chat, I think he made a big mistake in the last sector for Doohan. Because he was looking really good. So big mistake for Doohan there. And I think because of that, unless Fernando Alonso is on a... no, he isn't. So that's basically it. That's basically it. So Doohan, I think, has bottled that. Welcome, Mio and JR37 karting. I thought it rained in Bahrain previously on a non-race day. So doing how slow? Yeah, just 0. Yeah, just basically 2/100ths of a second, which is nothing. I mean, 2/100ths of a second is just impossible. Even 1/10 of a second. This is a second. I'll show you a second. These are seconds. So imagine 10 in between that. That's a tenth. So like, that's tenths. And then imagine 5 within one of those. That's 2/100ths. Madness. Is basically the same lap time. In other sports, in anything but Formula 1, that's the same time. Like, that's pretty crazy. Hem Patel hopes this race is not as boring as Japanese one. We all do. We all do. Sainz finally in Q3. Yeah, it comes good for Carlos Sainz. He was getting some pressure, saying, "Why are you not doing better?" And he said, "It's it's not going to happen quickly." Do you think McLaren won the championship? Yes, I do. I think McLaren will win. Now, Ocon is being checked out by the medical facilities, probably. So Max and Tsunoda, by the way, of all that, I missed it. Tsunoda getting through. So Tsunoda was the driver that profited just. So Tsunoda's hang on. So now, for the first time, very first time, we waited weeks to be able to talk about this. Tsunoda's put that car in Q3. Liam Lawson couldn't do that. Does that mean that Tsunoda's just a better driver than Liam Lawson? What do we think? Quali's not finished. We got the main part of Quali still to come, which is the final part of Quali. Remove the kidney of Sainz. You can't do that. He's already lost. Yeah, it's not kidneys, it's appendices. Tsunoda or Lawson? It's an interesting one now, isn't it? It's an interesting one. Why don't the fastest qualifier start at the back of the grid? Because then you'd qualify the slowest. Stoneline saying Yuki in P10, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton up there as well. I was saying it's going to be Piastri, Norris, and then the Mercedes. It would be sensational if Pierre Gasly gets in there. There's only one appendix, and now it's time for kidney. You sound like a backstreet doctor or something. It's time for the kidney. That's brutal. Imagine turning in to have your appendix removed and they're taking your kidney out. It happens, apparently. But some people don't even know. Who's had the most interesting operation? Who's had something that's quite interesting? Investigation after the session, by the way, for Antonelli and Russell. Because Nico Hülkenberg expected to be first out. So Hülkenberg kind of flagged it. Said that's dodgy. You have to wait for the time before you can go out. So it says Google Whipple. I don't know what Whipple is. Sounds like an ice cream. Tsunoda's always been fast, and Lawson Dornick saying hope for a good week for Ferrari. Fran, he doesn't need the gallbladder. Yeah, just trim him down like the Bionic Man. Hülkenberg didn't lose time per se, but he should have been the first out. By the way, I don't understand how those garages work. Why Mercedes are next to Hülkenberg. Don't get it. Kaylee Harris is rooting for Piastri. Harjot Chawla saying chance of Yuki in top 5. Yeah, it could happen. Could Yuki out-qualify? Oh my god. Could Yuki out-qualify Max Verstappen? Snowline, huge abdominal surgery used for pancreas cancer. That's a big one. Chaya broke both arms at age 6. First day of school holidays, fell down, swinging about onto stomach. Did you try and land with your arms? A mistake you only make once. Chat, let's do another nation chat. 1,400 people watching. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. We'll do that maybe instead of biggest surgeries. Spaceman, is Alpine back, or is Briatore up to his old tricks? What, you mean Briatore is doing some funny business here? Snowline from Canada, China, Netherlands, yes to Finland, Octave, Germany. Put your country in if you don't want to be subject to stream tariffs. Netherlands, Semlitz, here we go. Sweden, Iran, Netherlands, Latvia, Croatia, Hardjot, Cyprus, Croatia, Fran, UK, JF, Sweden, Car King, Canada. Davina Jane says, my wife had her brain removed as a child. Sri Lanka, Nigeria, Australia, Dubai, Quebec. Hang on, is Quebec a nation? Can we get a check on that? Barbados, South Africa, USA, UAE, Brazil. I was in Brazil. I really enjoyed my time in Brazil. South Africa, Poland, Azerbaijan, England, specifically Wiltshire for Matt McGuigan. Morocco, New Mexico. Hang on, is New Mexico a nation? Cornwall. There's a lot of Republican sentiment going on in this chat. Atlanta. Hang on a second. Atlanta's rising up. Hardjot says no. Quebec is part of Canada. San Diego, California, Netherlands, Finland. Peter Ashton watching from the Dominican Republic. Very nice. Did you make your way to the Dominican Republic? Kaylee from Oklahoma. TV North Korea. Itchy South Africa. Raven from Saudi Arabia. Krishna from India. Young Clean Ireland. Rafael Marquez Portugal. Matt Hale says who's getting pole? Piastri for me. I think Piastri. Maybe a shout. Nigeria. Belgium. Sri Lanka. Giovanni Diani from Italy. J Money near Savannah, Georgia. Krishna, is Ferrari even capable of giving a deserving fight along with Hamilton this year? No. Read value, nice global mix. Yeah, very global stream. Okay, so everyone is queuing, by the way, for the start of Q3. So again, if you're new to Formula One, this is the final part of qualifying. Qualifying sets the grid for the race tomorrow. So basically, in which order the cars are going to start. Which can be much more important than you think, actually. It probably is more important than you might think at first glance, because if you start behind 4 cars, you might not be that much further down the road, but you've got to overtake those 4 cars, and that's very difficult to do. Because overtaking is difficult in Formula 1 these days, because they thought they'd do that. And that would be fun. Wistrom from UK. Nicholas Gallardo from Spain. Blitz from Minnesota. JS in the house. Fondor says 44 forever. Max is on track to become the GOAT. Well then, what a season we had in 2021 then. Binotto looks on. It's very hard to cover the seconds in the races. What do you mean? What do you mean? Thanks, Itchy1. Glad you're enjoying it. Chat, who do you think is going to get a pole here? Gameplay saying Lando. Just put the name of the driver you think is going to get pole position. Who's going to be on pole next 11 minutes? Spaceman saying Gasly. Octave, is Massa still fighting in court? I think so. Don't know what he's trying to achieve. Well, we know what he's trying to achieve. Professor Piastri, Rowan Piastri, Watchub Piastri, Solo Hamilton, Agent Verstappen, Itchy Piastri, Snowline Piastri, Karting Forza, Nevan Piastri, Red Squirrel Piastri, Jet says Max Goat Stappen. Yeah, is that a lot of pressure? Is that a lot of air pressure? Imagine if the air pressure is just like out by a factor of 10 and none of us have noticed. Jester says Piastri. J-Man says, bro, you want to play F124? I'll play F125. That game is going to be shilled so hard. Every content creator that recently's been like, oh, F124 actually isn't very good, to get a favour with their community is now going to be like Buy F125 and use my affiliate code. I shouldn't say these things. I shouldn't. You're not meant to say these things. Okay, so Antonelli is going to be going over the line and starting his lap first. I'm going to go Piastri, Norris, Antonelli. But that doesn't include Verstappen. Red Bulls look awful to drive. Tsunoda has done a faster first section than Max Verstappen. This hasn't happened in years. Well, hang on. Perez did get pole, didn't he, in Monaco when I was there a few years ago? Any plans to visit an F1 match? I really want to visit an F1 match and see the kickoff. So, let's keep an eye on Tsunoda here. Tsunoda, I think, is going to do a faster lap time. Tsunoda Villeneuve believes, yeah, begins. How are the Max fans going to take this? Ooh. Tsunoda 31.6. We talked about F1 Olympics years ago in one of these streams. Don't know if anyone remembers. Verstappen 32. Tsunoda is 4/10 quicker than Verstappen. Is Max Verstappen washed? Is Max Verstappen washed? Piastri starts his lap. So will Lando Norris. Jamie, I'm going to cry Max all the way. new favourite driver, Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, so Kimi Antonelli. What's Kimi going to do? Kimi goes fastest! Okay, but keep an eye on the Maccas. Keep an eye on the McLarens. Sainz surely won't be... Oh, whoa! Sainz goes faster than Verstappen, his ex-teammate. Verstappen, my brakes are just terrible. I can barely brake, I think he says. George Russell now. George Russell goes faster. Much faster. What the hell? Chat. What? George Russell's gone a second faster. Has there been bad crosswinds or something? That doesn't make any sense. Why have the lap times dropped for everyone else? Why have the lap times dropped? These lap times wouldn't get you into Q3, wouldn't they? Okay, we need to see what Piastri's saying. Piastri, oh my god, we could have a Mercedes pole here. We could have a Mercedes pole. Piastri's not faster than Russell in Sector 1, I believe. Welcome, Raphael, Perico, CM, Michelle. Dark Cloud saying Piastri should get this. Let's see. Big moment here. Does Piastri get pole? Yes, he does. But not by that much. There's only 1/10 in it. There's only 1/10. And Lando goes third. Lando goes... It must be the air pressure. Lando goes third. This doesn't make any sense. What happened with old Verstappen? Oh, Verstappen lost the black end big time. Lando washed. Suhab Ali says it's just the first run, keeping it calm, keeping it cool. Verstappen at P10. Yeah, Verstappen is in... Oh my god, Antonelli locked up big time into turn 1. Big old lock up. The lap times here are pretty crazy. So we are going to have the second run. So cars are going to come in. Maybe some final tweaking. Professor George, turn on Lewis hold hammer time mode. So we're going to see the next runs. By the way, 1,700 people watching. Welcome along. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. F1 fans, if you do want to see more streams like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button if not subscribed already, but I know so many of you are. And hit the like button as well. There will be another stream later today. I'm going to be broadcasting the finals of the McLaren Logitech G Challenge, and then we'll be doing the race tomorrow as well. Bro has to pull a Verstappen performance. There we go, Vac has got it. So all the drivers come in. Antonelli lap time deleted, I think, turn 1. So that time from Antonelli has been deleted. A lot of pressure on these laps. Big crosswinds going on. Will Ferrari win with Hamilton before he retired doing with Vettel? Well, he's already won a sprint race, so in a way, Ferrari have the marketing material they want, which is Hamilton winning a race. Is George Russell a second faster than the Ferraris? Yeah, you're reading that right. George Russell's a second faster than the Ferraris there. Is it me or did Albon gain a position? Maybe Nico Hulkenberg had a lap time deleted or something. Maybe go back in the stream and see what happened. Chris Moore had his nose cut off and had to have it sewn back on. You Voldemort or something. Eric's putting $10 on Piastri winning the championship. Hamilton lap time deleted. Hamilton lap time deleted as well. So keep an eye out for lap time deletion in these final runs as the drivers are making their way out to the circuit. This is the final part of qualifying. Sky Sports can have an article. I'll have a video about it. I claim that's just free real estate. Okay. Yeah, Kimi and Hamilton lap times deleted. What does it mean deleting lap times? It means that they basically went too wide. They cut the track. Essentially, they cut the track, and therefore it's not their lap time isn't fair. So the organisers have deleted that lap time to say, no, you can't keep that one. That's not fair. You've got to keep it within the white lines, basically, of the circuit. White line it. Bro's getting these laps deleted, yeah. Welcome, James Plays YouTube. VNEC supporting Lewis Hamilton. Well, he is 4th out on circuit. How was Hamilton doing? Riding a lot of curbs. Well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? On the exit. Oh, just wide from Hamilton. They try and open it up, basically. When they go through a corner on the exit, they try and, like, get their wheel straight as quickly as possible. Because the straighter your wheel, the faster you accelerate, basically. Craig says Piastri winning or not will all depend on Papaya rules. What are the Papaya rules this time around? Do we have anyone from the Papaya platoon? Fran says, come on, Lewis. So they're going to pull a Bottas at turn 1. What, take everyone else out? Okay, so with cars on circuit, and Tsunoda's actually going to be the first one. Will Helmut send Verstappen to red racing balls if he's slower than Yuki? It's only fair. Incredible scenes. Incredible scenes if that happens. That's a YouTube thumbnail. God, you could make a whole video just based on that. Can you show us a race? Nope. Because it's tomorrow and I don't have a time travelling machine. But I will be doing this for the race. Tsunoda, 29 dead. Sector 1. Craig says, let them race. Well, that was meant to be the situation. So many lights now at Bahrain. Grace says, let's go, Lando. Okay, it's business time now. And George Russell, 28.7. So keep an eye on that lap time there, by the way, of Sector 1 of George Russell, 28.7. Because that's faster than Kimi, faster than Hamilton, faster than Tsunoda. Is it going to be faster than the McLarens when they start their lap this time around? 30 seconds to go in the session. And Norris just slots behind Tsunoda. He will get a little slipstream on the straight. It's a little bit of help there. Keep it UFC on later. The Ultimate Food Championship. What's that? So 28.7 from Russell is still the class of the field. And Russell goes purple in Sector 2 as well. So Russell is a driver on fire at the moment. Antonelli not a huge amount behind. So 30.2. Antonelli takes provisional pole. Lots of track evolution here. Keep an eye on this one. Don't look away now. It's all going to get very hectic. Russell goes over the line and is provisionally fastest. 30 dead. That's very quick. That might not be beatable. Let's see. Gasly's done the fastest sector 2, by the way. So Hamilton does go up to P5. What about Charles Leclerc? Will Charles Leclerc out-qualify Lewis Hamilton or not? Leclerc goes up to P2, 30.1. Pressure on the McLarens here. Big pressure on the McLarens. If they make a mistake, it's all over. Gasly, will Gasly go? Gasly up to P4. Now is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen, will he beat Yuki Tsunoda? 31.3 for Yuki. So must have been some sort of mistake there for Yuki. So what is Verstappen going to do? Verstappen only up to P7. That's as good as Verstappen's going to qualify here. And Carlos Sainz might fancy beating Verstappen. It's going to be close. But now it's all about the front. All about the McLarens. Oscar Piastri goes over. Will he take provisional pole? Yes, he does. What about Lando Norris? Will Lando Norris beat him? I don't think so. I don't think Lando Norris is going to be on the front row. No, Lando Norris has bottled it. Lando Norris has bottled it, chat. Oh my god, this is highly awkward. Ugh, this is awkward. Lando Norris has made an absolute pig's ear of that lap. Ooh. Do you grimace faces? Because Oscar Piastri is like going to be so cool. It's going to wind up Lando so much. Oscar's going to breeze out of the car like nothing's happening. He's going to say, yeah, made a few mistakes in that lap, but it was good enough for P1. And Lando's going to be seething. Ooh. Cloric saying he binned it. He didn't bin it, didn't knock on it. So Piastri, as I predicted in the F1 prediction show, is on pole. And I said it might be a Mercedes in P3, but it's actually Mercedes in P2. And then it's a Ferrari in P3. And it's a, for goodness sakes, it's an Alpine in P5. Lando's been qualified by an Alpine. In fact, Lando's going to start just ahead of Max Verstappen there. Sammy Lando deserves this and he thinks he's a big boy. He is a big boy now. Ayman Mohammed says Lando's bottle competing. Let me know your reaction to that right now in the chat. Give me your reactions. Katie says Piastri my king, but heartbroken for Lando. Rowan's grimacing. Professor Logic's grimacing. Gamesayer says Piastri cooking. Mia Korsberg, can someone explain what the delta time, what it means? A delta is essentially the difference. So normally it's the difference to the lap time you're chasing. So if your delta looks good, you're doing better than the lap time you're chasing. That makes sense. It's because then the McLaren fleece on the I need to work out how to wash the McLaren fleece basically. Now I've gone blurry as well. I need to check the wash label for it because it's too hot now. It's kind of should be a good race. Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away, but it should be a good race. You sound like Super GT on helium. Hello, viewers. Bad track for the RB. Top G consistent as useful as usual. Spaceman Bro, is Lewis washed? I might have to say it in the F1 prediction show, and the comments are not going to be kind. Rude Gasly 5, yeah, indeed. Nobody can say anything about Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz, just off the back of Verstappen. Thanks, Jester. Grace says Lando does not suck. Well, it hasn't been a great qualifying session for Lando. Let's put it politely. Is Hamilton finished? Yeah, we'll be streaming this tomorrow, so before you leave the stream, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, it's completely free, and hit like as well. Jay and Max going to pull a Brazil. What do you mean? Where's Strolovic? P19. So Oscar Piastri takes off his helmet, off his Alpine thing. Russell congratulates him. And Leclerc going to congratulate him as well. Leclerc asks him a question. And Lando Norris is not going to be in the photo for the top 3 drivers, and Zach Brown caresses his little beard a bit and might be worrying. No worries, Ryan. Welcome, Maribel. Yeah, big thanks to the mods today. As always, the mods just unbelievable. A little bit behind the scenes. Doing a lot. See you, Octav. Thanks for the donation as well. Appreciate it. Leclerc is good. So, I think, touch wood. Well, hang on. This is what I think is going to happen tomorrow. I think Piastri's going to run away with it. I think Piastri's going to win it. And I think by the end of tomorrow, Piastri's going to be winning the championship. And I think Lando, it's a big test for Lando, but I think Lando will come through to finish P2. I think Lando will come through to finish P2. What do we think? Welcome, thanks, V-Neck. Your man is in P9 there. Held saying Hamilton's washed. Hang on, you're allowed to say Hamilton's washed. The mods are just practicing sometimes. It's like doing a drill. Gareth, I don't think Hamilton is washed. The SS25 is just poor. Scuderia can never bring a challenging car. Not since 07. Thanks, Chaya. I'm going to be streaming again later. I'm going to be streaming again in about an hour because we're going to be broadcasting the McLaren Logitech G Challenge with McLaren and Logitech. Should be fun. Chai says the guy has been spamming this all over the stream, so a timeout is warranted. The mod standing firm here. Moment of silence for Zach. Lando with the fastest car, only 0.1 ahead of Max, with probably the worst RB ever. Max was right about not being seen. Imagine if Max had outqualified Lando. Oh my god. Woo. JR, my Williams student tell me Albon's going to get a podium. Yeah, that's delusional, mate. That's fully tie-level delusion. Java Papillon, Papaya rules, McLaren... Yeah, so doing the dictionary there. Welcome, Jonathan, Constant, and Lucas DePerna. What went wrong with Max? Car, mistakes, braking. Yeah, it could be a cinema... Imagine... Yeah, oh my god. It'd just be so good. VDox Hamilton, not even a contender. Dammy, haters blamed George Russell for Lewis Hamilton failures at Mercedes. In what way? Golden, Hamilton's not washed. That Ferrari doesn't have any pace at all. Well, hang on. Charles Leclerc's put it in P3 for the grid. So... And Hamilton won the sprint race. What do we think about that? How about that? 20,000 people passing through the stream today. Awesome. I hope in the future... I don't know what to do, chat, about the like. You know what? I'm going to try and find some kind of like plugin so we can have a like graphic maybe above. I think we need to like gamify a little bit because I do think we get battered on the likes. It's like we're running on hard tires. Abdo can't wait for the Spanish GP. What, for Flexi Wing Gate? You'll see tomorrow that car ain't going to keep up. Is that just Charles Leclerc just being one of the best over one lap? One of the best to ever do it? One of the best to ever do it. No joke. McGurkin papaya rules are in fact not on toast, not on pizza. What? Pineapple. Oscar Piastri looking very chilled. Yeah, that's why I think the graphic might translate into... I feel like we'll have a car like going from left to right. Galazzo, I feel if I like YouTube mess around... What, in what way? What, show you more of this incredible content? How curated is your algorithm? My algorithm's shot to pieces. My algorithm needs to be put in a bin and just restarted. Abiola Ajay, are Ferrari cars the same? Yeah, why would they sabotage Lewis Hamilton? It's emerging that Oscar is faster than Lando. I've always said it. I've always said it. I've always said it. And Oscar is maybe a little bit more mature as well. Maybe a little bit better as the team leader. Okay, let's say this. Let's say you're on a plane and your plane crash lands and you're captured by some uncontacted tribe who've captured you. Who do you want the world to send to negotiate on your behalf Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris? Yeah, you need to get a light counter as well. That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Maybe tonight. I'm doing a lot of stuff. George Russell's got something coming out of his suit. What's that? What's going on there? Oscar has been diplomatic and cautious. Maybe the mask is coming off. Maybe he's not so much Mr. Nice Guy. What do we think? Mia Kasorba says, that's a good analogy. Definitely Oscar. Marie dipped out and now look. Oh my goodness. Vlatka says, why would they care about me? Because Vlatka's been put down on this uncontacted tribe island. We're going to send Lando Norris. Some dude here signing the wheel. By the way, I'm going to be on the grid in Monaco. Oh my god, I'm going to be on the grid in Monaco for Formula E. I'm going to be on the grid. It's not even sunk in yet. I think that video is going to be... That isn't going to be for the algorithm. That's just going to be me starting like, this is unbelievable. I cannot believe it. Ever since I was like 4 years old, I saw races at Monaco. Probably shouldn't say Grand Prix in that video. I saw races at Monaco and I didn't even dream about being on the grid because it didn't even seem possible. It's like, would be like trying to fly. And now I'm actually on the grid at Monaco. So if you're someone that's also been the same, I'm going to just walk down, talk about stuff, point stuff out, and see what it's like. Like, I would take over, Galazzo, I would take over the uncontacted tribe and become their king. And then you build, like, some army, right? And then you actually take over the world. Keep dreaming. Abio says, Oscar, obviously. Antonelli did a pretty good job. Yeah, Antonelli, quietly cooking. Fran, what about having a win it or bin it poll? We could run more polls here. Monaco's going to be sick. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Last time I went to Monaco, it's not last time. I went to Monaco. You've seen my videos. Like, I go to Monaco and I do it for free, basically. I went to Monaco and I met someone I knew on... This is after free practice or something, and they opened up the track. I was walking on the track. And I met someone I knew. And that person was basically in the paddock club because they were there with like their family in the paddock club. So like, I chatted with them like this. I was like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, what are you doing? And they said, oh, I've got to go now. I've got to go to this paddock club. I was like, oh yeah, cool. So it's like... It's... That is traditionally the only way you get access to these things. Is you basically are connected or wealthy enough to be on the yachts or whatnot. But the fact I'm going to be there is just... Man. Going to be buying some SD cards for that one. McGurkin, I've been on the grid at Monaco a week before. It's still awesome though. It's still awesome to walk around the track. It's just awesome. In fact, I remember last time I went to Monaco, which was maybe 22. I think I went in 22. And I did do something really, really awesome, which is I went to Barcelona, and then I went to Monaco the weekend after. It was just unbelievable. And in the evenings, I would just hang around the harbour, and again, I had some mates out there who were also like backpacking and yeah, just walking around and like walking up to the casino and, you know, being there and like taking photos of all the cars coming in and out. Just, man, I'm hyped. IRL stream, you know what? I tried to do an IRL stream last time because what I want to do is I want to do an IRL stream at the hairpin and just see all the nice cars that go around the hairpin. So, but internet data is a bit funny in Monaco. It's not actually France. So if anyone knows a way to get really good internet data that I can buy a SIM card, I would love to do an IRL stream. The other thing is, when I went to Monaco in 22 and I recorded stuff around Monaco, like at the hairpin, the camera, the wireless microphone I had at the time got battered by interference. But now the microphones I have backup on them, so it won't be a problem. So I'm going to be, yeah, I'm super excited. What's Google Fi? Don't know what that is. Let me know in Discord though if you've got any ideas about that, because I do want to do some live IRL. Remember, this is going to be Formula E. But I do want to go for the F1 as well. But yeah, the way things are going, that's why if we do get the likes and whatnot, we may get some invites and people say, oh, do you want to stream this? In fact, someone already has said, do you want to do something really cool, which I can't do because there is a clash. Is this an advert for the new F1 game? Or is it F1 Manager? Oh, it's F1 Clash. It's a mobile game. Right, chat. I'm going to take a quick break because it's hot, and then I'm going to be streaming in about an hour for the McLaren Logitech G Challenge World Finals, where we're going to be rebroadcasting that. So I'll just be hanging out later and we can chat about whatever we want. So yeah, and otherwise it will be the race tomorrow, so race stream, and then so much cool content on the channel, including interviews with drivers, lots of sim racing content, and lots of content coming out on the motorsport channel. Like, if you're not subscribed, seriously, if you're here right now, let me send a link. If you're here right now, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm doing a weekly predictions for the race. I'm doing a weekly recap of the F1 race. Loads of shorts coming out there, and there's going to be videos coming on there like F1 cars explained for beginners, F1 steering wheels, every button explained. So a lot of that pure motorsport content is coming out on that motorsport channel. So your support on that motorsport channel is like really appreciated, like even just leaving a like and whatnot. Yeah, Monaco is just a regular, it's not a regular place, but it just is a proper street circuit, and I really like it. The thing is, it's like, to watch on TV with no overtaking it's not like any other race, not in good ways. But the fact you can just take the train there, get off the train. Anyway, I have a video on it. If you search like how to get into Monaco for free, probably my video will come up. All right, chat. Well, I'm going to be streaming in about an hour or so I better get some food and cool down. And I will see you later. Reed Van Leeuwen think come to London. Yeah, by the way, we'll do a meetup. We'll do a meetup, actually. I need to buy tickets for that. And when it's confirmed, I will rent an area in a bar nearby on the night. And I will put some money behind the bar. So we'll definitely have a meetup in London Gran Turismo as well. And again, I had a few people met up at London Formula E last year. We'll do that again. So thanks, A-Man. Yeah, appreciate it. So yeah, I'm working with Phantom, who you might know. We're doing all this content, so it's awesome. I appreciate the support, everyone. It's incredible. I will be streaming a little bit later, and I'll see you for the race